Let me go shut this door real quick.
Okay.
I was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was waiting to join you.
yeah. I was like trying to figure out because I had like set it, and then I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out how to go back to it to like stream from that.
I got you.
But we got it. We're good. Nobody's on right now.
Just us.
What? You good?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm adjusting the camera
Mm-hmm.
to get my good angles.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's a miss. It's a miss.
It's a mess.
I went for a homer.
Huh?
Just let me know when you're ready to get it started.
All right. We have one in here right now. Hello, R1.
R1. Hello to R1.
Hello to R1 and happy Sunday.
And they left.
And they left. Oh, darn. Guess it's just going to be me and you chatting, and then maybe
Yeah.
people will watch it. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
We'll just do our thing.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. So happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
It's been a fun day. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Because I got questions.
You just jumping right into questions?
I mean, why not?
We have some people coming in. Okay, so I guess
We gotta do it for the rewatch. For
Okay.
people who, are gonna watch it later, they might not want to spend the first 5 minutes of me and you just waiting for people to join.
Hello. Hi, Kim and Ralph. We have 13 on now.
Hey,
Okay.
what up, yeah.
So I guess the point of us doing this, let's start with that. We've been going live since December. Hello.
Yeah.
And we are going to do like, I don't know, we're just doing like podcast style where we talk smack and answer questions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Shrimp Alfredo. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add to that?
Not really.
Okay, cool. Hey, Gwendolyn. How are you? Who said shrimp Alfredo? I had myself in the slip. Okay. All right. So let's go.
You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So I guess to start everything off, how about we say, or how about I ask, what was it that got you into planning in the first place?
Into planning in the first place?
Yeah. What got you like into the hobby of planning?
Into the hobby of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've always been kind of a planner, right? I've always
Yeah.
had some type of calendar planner or whatever. I think what got me into it, it was a little before like COVID shut the world down. I was kind of dabbling with it and on Instagram, and found the community on Instagram. And I've always been a lover of like stationery and things like that. So, but I didn't have like people in real life that were as enthusiastic about it as I am. So it was really cool to like find community online. I think that's been like the cool part about like sharing this hobby online is being able to find community and people who like and share the same interests as you. So that's kind of how I got into it.
Yeah.
Not like anything exciting. I started with the Erin Condren like sticker, the colorful and all that ones, and then I got into other areas and really fell in love with Japanese stationery and all
Yeah.
that. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how has it benefited your life though? How has like this hobby benefited you in your personal life?
I think it's benefited me, I think, a lot as far as like mental health goes. Like I have an outlet. I have like a hobby, like a thing that's mine, you know what I mean? That I can do. So I would say that. Also, I think it's benefited me like in the fact that I don't miss stuff anymore. Like I'm organized in like scheduling things and making to-do lists and being productive and all of that. But it also has really like given me a space to be creative, I guess is the best way I could say that.
Yeah.
I used to think that I was not a creative person, that I couldn't draw, I couldn't doodle, couldn't do any of that. But like being involved in this has kind of given me the space to be able to do that. It's also, I think, helped me in organizing our finances and coming up with systems that have helped me to do that. So there's that too.
So as far as on this topic, say
Mhm.
like what would you say to someone who doesn't plan? Like how would you present that they need it would benefit them to plan?
I mean, I think if you're looking at it from the perspective of like somebody who needs to organize their lives, there is power in writing stuff down. And
Yeah.
so you don't like if you have a planner or a calendar, you're not missing things, but there's
Yeah.
also power in like the tactile, like holding a pen, writing it down.
Mm.
It gives to me, I just feel like it gives your actions more power. So like if it was somebody who is just interested in planning for planning, I would
Yeah.
like present it from that perspective. Like, are you struggling with like keeping your appointments? Are you struggling with doing to-do lists or being productive?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I feel like that's how I would address it.
Right.
Like, I tried to get you to plan for a long time,
Yeah, you did.
and like you've been planning for what, roughly a month?
Mhm.
And
About a
I
month.
mean, yeah. And have you noticed any changes in anything since you started planning?
Uh yeah, I'm a little more productive now.
Yeah.
I think my production has went way up.
And why do you think your productivity has gone up?
Accountability.
Yeah, yeah. See, there's like power in writing it down,
Right.
right?
Mm,
I
absolutely.
believe that wholeheartedly. Like you can put stuff in a phone or in a digital calendar, but to me, I feel like there's power in like writing it down because it does make you like more aware that like I need to get some, I need to do these things.
Right.
Yeah.
So from what I've learned about planning, so like
Hmm.
you have journaling,
Hmm.
you have notebooking, you have like the planners,
Yeah.
and then that's the only ones I can think of. But out of those three, which one's your favorite to do?
Right
Like, do you have a
now.
favorite?
Yes, I agree. Once you find the Japanese stationery, there's no going back. I totally agree with that. I would say honestly, right now, my favorite is journaling. Like I love journaling. I just love writing. So
Yeah.
like sitting down and like journaling, I
Mm,
like it. Like that's to me, like that's the most
yeah.
fun because I can like be creative. I can make spreads. I can practice handwriting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like all that
Hmm.
stuff. So for me, I think that's like the funnest. But I like writing to-do lists and like there's some satisfaction and when you like do something on your to-do list and you're like, check,
Yeah.
that feels
Yeah.
good. That makes you feel accomplished.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes honestly, I'm gonna be truthful here, is I've written stuff on my to-do list after I've done it just for the satisfaction of checking it off. I
Yeah.
don't know if anyone else does this, but I do it all the time.
I do it in my I do it in my notebook. I'll write stuff after the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Oh
it
yeah.
I it's just it's something about writing it down
Yeah,
makes me feel that more accomplished. No,
absolutely.
no, we don't vape. Vaping's bad for you. Move on.
We have
So,
kiddos too.
huh?
We have kids, so we definitely
Yeah,
don't.
they don't vape either. They're athletes. So move on. Uh, we're promoting healthy lifestyle over
That's
here.
right. That's right.
Um, see, I lost my whole train of thought.
It's
So
okay.
okay, so I'm gonna tell a cool story,
Okay.
and I've been saving it just for you because it's gonna blow your mind when I bring this up.
Okay.
But you're gonna be amazed that I remember this. When I first met you, you
Hmm.
you were a writer, and you had a poem that you wrote called "The Muscle Man." Do you remember that poem?
Yeah. Yes, I
You
do.
remember
Oh my
that?
gosh.
Yeah, I remember it. It's a good poem.
Yeah.
And well,
I
I
don't know
think
where it is.
you wrote it in the 8th or ninth grade.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's too funny. The Muscle Man.
the Muscle Man. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember the words to the poem. I don't even know where it's written down at. Like if
Yeah,
there's a notebook somewhere, probably somewhere at my parents' house, like in their basement.
it's somewhere around. I want to say you wrote it in one of the notebooks that has like the black and white design on the front. Remember the old school
Oh,
ones in the 90s that we had?
the composition
Yeah, I think it's one
notebooks.
of them.
Yes, I read a lot. I can't believe you remember that. The Muscle Man. That's too funny. Oh wow. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's good. But
So,
yes, I've always been a
so
writer. Like even when I
yeah,
was a
you
kid.
have.
Like even when I was Sophie's age, I was a writer. Like I would write
Yeah.
short stories and all that stuff. So to me it just makes sense that journaling is like one of my favorite things to do because it's always been something I've enjoyed doing.
So do you fear that that writing is going to be like a lost art due to technology,
I don't
especially,
think so.
especially with AI, because you can just AI story right up.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. I think that there are a lot of like creatives out in the world with,
Mm,
big imaginations and that can like close their eyes and like see a movie in their head. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I think that there will always be people like that. So I don't think they will ever I don't think that the art will ever die. Is you know what I
yeah,
mean?
mm,
Like, I think that you will have mixes in there. Like, I used to love, like, okay, I'll say this. I used to love James Patterson, right? He was an excellent author. He wrote the Alex Cross series. He was such a good author. But then he started putting out, and I haven't read his stuff in years, but he started putting out books like 3, 4, 5 a year because he'd have ghostwriters. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And so I feel like, in my opinion, it kind of damaged like the type of books. See, we all do it. We all write things after we've done it. But yeah, so I think like that damages writing because like you're trying to like produce instead of like
Mhm.
being creative. And I think
Yeah,
there has to be a balance there. Because the last few books that I did read where he had like ghostwriters or he wrote with other people, I just felt like it was trash. Or I felt like maybe his name was just on it to like bring attention to it.
yeah.
So, like, I think he's a very like skilled author, and I think he has written some fantastic stories. But I think like if all you focus on is production in that regard, then you lose the art of creativity. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Okay.
It does. What I would add to that is, say like with AI,
Mhm.
I give AI kind of like the comparison with electric cars, with writing stuff in your digital notebook. It's just soulless. There's nothing there. And
Mhm.
I believe that when you do stuff, I believe we've seen it when people have done stuff through AI. Like, it's just not there. There's something missing. I guess like the human, whatever we add as
Mhm.
people is, that's missing. I
Yeah.
guess that's what I said. So so you've been planning for a while now, and you're pretty entrenched in the community. You don't talk about a lot of drama anymore. You When you first got in it, you were like, "Man, I'm on Instagram and there's just drama. There's always some drama." So,
There still is.
yeah,
I don't have the energy, or I speak in privates to my planner friends about the
yeah.
drama. Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna talk about drama because I'm not.
Okay.
But
Thank you.
what I wanted to ask was, like, what would be some changes that you would like to see, even within your community of planner friends, your planner community, your planner subs? Like, what kind of change would you like to see in it?
It's a really good question. I think one thing, and I've been guilty of this, so there is no judgment in what I'm saying here because I've done it too. Thank you, Tiffany. Is I wish things would go back to where we're not like over consuming everything and everything is like a thing that's bought, and we kind of get more into like DIY, or where
Yeah,
you're kind of making your own things. Gwendolyn, yes, I'm sorry. Sometimes I am influenced to buy things from watching. Um, and it's not just stationary stuff. It's like, I get sucked into those stupid ads a lot of times. I'm not gonna lie. Um, that Lien, whatever, that Liene photo printer sticker cutter thing has sucked me in. And I keep
it
telling
has.
Jesse I want it. And it's
I can
three hundred
attest to that
dollars
because you were watching videos the other day.
Yes, and it sucks me in. But yes,
Yeah,
I have with planners. I have almost been sucked into buying the Sterling ink planners for no reason except for they're pretty, but I haven't. That's how I started using Hobonichis. Like honestly, as I got sucked into, I was influenced by other people using them and was like, "Ooh, that's fascinating. I want to try it." And I fell in love with it. So I think yes. I don't get so sucked in now, like with stickers and all that stuff. I have come to recognize that I can admire it and think it's pretty, but I don't have to own it. You know what I mean? But yes, I think the overconsumption thing is one of my is a big one. It's like every time I turn around, it's like unboxing. Can we talk about plant? Because I think sometimes, especially if you're new to the community, this is where like my kind of thoughts run in is if you're new to the planner community, you're like, oh, I found people who love planners like I do, but all you see is like everybody showing like this really nice expensive stuff all the time. You may not feel super welcome. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of like where what I'm thinking with like the overconsumption is you may not feel as welcome if you don't have like the newest and flashiest things. Does that make sense?
makes sense to me.
Yeah. And like I said, I've been victim. I've done it. Like that's why like I'm on this like mission since last year to like reduce how much stuff I buy and to like go through my stuff and actually use my stuff because I'm like I have so much stuff and I need to use it. Like I need
Yeah,
to stop hoarding it and I need to use what I have before I buy another one or before I replace it. And so I'm trying to be really mindful about that. The same book washi. You got yours at World Market. That is the cutest washi, like with the little cat sitting on the books. So cute. You know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
hmm I do.
It's so cute. I love it. But yes, I definitely in the past have been influenced. I'm really good now about checking myself. Like I'll go, and that's a thing I do is I'll go and I'll fill my cart and then I just abandon it because I'm like I don't need to buy this.
Yeah,
You know. So
I do.
I do have to. I think that's one thing. So I think, and then just I think just that, like, another thing is just being your own creative self. Like, you can, like, look to others for that inspiration, but, like, be bring your unique perspective or your unique way of doing things to your planners. You don't have to mimic what others do and just use what you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, just, if you want to plan in a planner from Aldi, plan in a planner from Aldi, you know? That's how I look at it. So,
yeah. What about TJ Maxx?
yeah, TJ Maxx. You have a planner from TJ Maxx that I found. It was a good deal too. It was $3.99.
Yeah.
I love a good deal now.
I mean, the notebook I use is just like a basic, notebook.
Yeah. I have sorry, our dogs are barking. I have tons of notebooks like
No,
that.
your dog is barking.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what she's barking at. She's grumpy.
Probably had a bad dream.
Huh?
Hmm?
What's that?
She probably had a bad dream.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Anything else you want to ask me?
Yeah,
Go for it.
yeah. So someone brand new
Hmm.
into the planning community, what would your go-to planner be? Your recommendation go-to planner, what would that be?
If you're like brand new and have never
Brand new
planned,
to the community, what is your go-to planner recommendation?
I mean, you get a blue sky or a day designer from Target, right? And see if you like it. Because those are like less, less than $15, right?
Yeah,
Because if you're not going to use it and you don't like it or enjoy it, you don't want to you don't want to spend a ton of money on something that you're going to end up like abandoning, or go to TJ Maxx and see if they got a moleskin, but like also sometimes the moleskin paper is trash. So depending on what type of pens you use, but I mean, for me, that's what I would say. Like your go-to planner is find one that's cheap and inexpensive in the size that you feel comfortable in. So that way you can kind of play with it and see what you like. And then if it's something you decide you want to stick with, then it's like, okay, give me some other options. Yes. Absolutely, Gwendolyn. I'm with you. Like you start small. I think that's what a lot of people burn out in this community because they're influenced by what they see and they want all the things and all the expensive things, but you don't even know if that's, what works for me may not work for you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
What I see is like all the things that I enjoy doing. y- Other people may look at it and be like, "Holy crap, how does this crazy lady keep up with all these planners?" Well, I mean, one, it's hobby, right?
right.
Like I have to acknowledge that, and I try to be like upfront as possible about it. Is like yes, there are planners I have for brain dumping, but there are also planners that I have just for fun and hobby. Yeah, and that's what I say, like, I think Gwendolyn, I think the day designer is a good starter planner. I think if you have never, and they have various sizes. Like they have one that's probably about the size of your moleskin, Jesse, and
Mm,
then they have one that's a little bit bigger, and then they have like full like the size of your notebook. So they have a wide variety of sizes too that you could try out, and they also have different layouts. And I
yeah,
just think that like if you're like I've never planned before and I don't know if this is what I want to do, like try that first. And then if you love it and you want to try other things, then it's like, okay, yeah, Happy Planner is a brand. That's the disc system. You could try rings. I feel like now there's plenty of freebies out there. The only thing you would need for rings is a cover and a printer and a hole punch. The doggos are barking. That's
yeah,
Maggie. So I think there's so many options. And then if you're interested in the Japanese planners, then it's like try the weeks or you try the A6 size or you know what I mean? Like there's just so many options.
yeah.
Yeah. But if you're new, that's exhausting, right? If you're like,
Right.
what the heck is a Hobonichi Weeks? Or what the heck is Tomoe River paper? Or what are you talking about rings? What is A5 size versus personal size? What is a traveler's notebook? Like that's overwhelming if you've never heard anybody like use those terms before. So you
Yeah.
got to start small. And then if you like it, just grow. I mean, I'll show y'all. Hold on. Keep it going, Jesse. These are notebooks that are on my bookshelf. Like, I got this at Hobby Lobby. El Cheapo notebook. Hobby Lobby, El Cheapo notebook. Target, just a basic notebook. You don't have to have, you know what I mean? Like, what did we
Yeah.
find at Aldi yesterday?
The
You found
giveaway.
a guided journal. I found a gratitude journal. They had budget planners, they had weekly planners, they had daily planners, and they were like $7. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's I don't know. I've seen it, and I've done it where like you're so into it and you just want to try all the things, but it's just not. It's not feasible to
Yeah.
do all that.
Hmm.
So
So what was your first planner? Your first official planner?
like planner in the community or like planner
Just in the community.
in the community.
When you started your YouTube channel, what was the planner that you were using?
When I started my YouTube channel, I was using personal rings.
Okay.
Personal rings. It was a pink Moterm. And personal rings has been in the mix for like 5 years now.
Okay.
Still use it, but it was not this planner cover, but personal rings. Yeah, when I first started, and this was like it was like my main
Yeah.
squeeze.
So okay. So out of all that you've had, which one is your favorite?
Yes, Plan with Ness. I've done the Erin Condren too. I did the Daily Duo. And I've done Happy Planner, and I've done a dupe Happy Planner from Aldi. My favorite for what?
Your favorite planner? Like, what has been your favorite planner?
I don't think I can answer that question. I don't think I can answer that question. Like, if you were to strip me and say you can only have one planner for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I'd probably pick my
If you could recommend one planner, what would you recommend?
See, that's hard too because it would depend on need. Like, I'm not avoiding the question, I swear.
No,
I mean, I would say, like, if you want an all-in-one planner that's already set up that you didn't have to do anything to, but just write in it,
yeah.
like, you're going with, like, a Hobonichi Weeks or a Hobonichi Cousin because it
Okay.
has the months, weeks, and then daily pages, right?
Hmm.
But, like, I don't know that I can even answer the question of, like, what is my favorite planner because I have enjoyed them so much for different reasons. Now, if you
Yeah.
were like, you can only plan in one planner,
Hmm. What would it be?
like right now in my life, it would be the Hobonichi Cousin. If I
Hmm.
was forced to plan in one planner, because the idea of like constantly printing inserts just makes me cringe. And that would be the only reason I don't do this. Like, this is set up as a reference planner. I'm not planning in this. This is all reference, right?
Hmm.
Seems like a lot, but this is where our finances live. This is where all the health stuff, like how you joke and tell like my parents Tiffany notes last time I had a headache and all that lives in here. And so, but I don't plan in this. So if I had to pick a planner, it would be the Hobonichi Cousin.
You've been holding on to that, ain't you?
What?
I told that joke 2 weeks ago. You've been holding on to it.
I have. I knew I was going to have it. I knew I was going to be able to use it.
But you do though. Like you had a headache last Tuesday.
I do. Yes, Ness, the cutting, like it was just, and then like I liked Filofax, and then they added the stupid QR codes. I bought the plotter inserts, but I don't think I could plan in those. Like, I don't like them. Like, I like them for what I'm using it for, but I wouldn't be able to plan in that. So, like, if you were like, Tiffany, you can only have one planner, what planner would that be? It would be the Hobonichi Cousin. And the reason I'm saying that is because it has everything that I would need in a planner, right? It has a tracker section, it has your monthlies, it has your weeklies, and it has daily pages in it. And the book is big enough that I could use it to like write to-do lists, but I could also, micro journal or put notes in about things that happened. So that's why I would pick that. or a variation of that. Like I could do like a plans by just scribble, um, which is I use the A6 version of that planner. That's the one you're
Mhm.
always seeing me pull out and scribble in. I
Yeah,
could do a version of that too, but it would have to be a planner that's like set up for me to use that would have a monthly, weekly, daily. Because that's what I have to do. I have to plan my month, I have to plan my week, and then I have to break it down and plan my day. It's the way my brain, I have to take bite-sized pieces of what's happening in life.
yeah,
Right. It's like Sophie's Choice, man. Yes. Which is your favorite planner is like, which is your favorite child? You can't answer. It's hard because I like them all for different reasons. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I think that's like, I like rings because you can, if there's flexibility in it. If you design a planner, yes, I would actually have, um, yeah. So, and then I would also like, I would add a meal planning section. I would set it up to where, and I like, after using the Plans by Just Scribble planner, I like that the month, week, days are all in one section together. Like it's not broken up by like monthlies in one part, weeklies in another part, dailies in another part. I like that they're all together. And so if I designed a planner, I would do something like that. And I would also add something for meal planning, and something for tracking like progress. I don't know that if I just, I think if I designed a planner, it would be a 2 book system. It would be very similar to like the Avec, or it would be like that thick. And I would definitely set it up for similar to how I plan because I think it's a good progression. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like I think that there's a good progression in the way I plan, and I think it could be helpful to people is seeing a monthly schedule, a weekly schedule, and a daily schedule. I think that's what helps me is I have a place to reference and look back at, but I can like plan daily. Am I rambling?
no, you're
I
good.
tend to do that. So yeah. Do y'all like my new Stanley? It's so cute. Okay, sorry. Shout out. So it matches my planner cover, and I was like, this is like my whole personality now, this color. Just so y'all know. Okay. Sorry. Shout out Stanley and Elf. This is the Stanley and Elf collab. I was salty because the girls got Stanleys for Christmas and I wanted one. So I got one. Okay, continue, love. Sorry.
All right. So, do you think that you will ever design your own planner?
Yes. I think it's possible. I think I have a lot to learn, but I think it's possible. I have drawings like sketched in journals of like planners that I would want to create. But it's a big chance, right? And it's expensive. And then I think we run into the pickle now of like the Tomoe River paper now is trash compared to previous years, right? Like there is a notable difference in the quality of the Sansa and Tomoe River paper and like the original Tomoe River paper. And so in my mind, I always wanted to design a Tomoe River paper planner, but I don't think that I would have to explore other paper options. But I would want a planner that was like fountain pen friendly, that the spine could hold up if you were if you were a person who like used stickers or, fluffed it up or tipped in stuff. But yes, I feel like I have a lot to learn, but I think I have a really good idea for some planner options. And maybe one day. What do you think?
Yeah. Do you think that you will let me design the cover of it,
Yeah, if you wanted to.
or do one of the designs?
You could. Yeah. Yeah. Perhaps I'd have to approve it and it would obviously
Oh,
be
of course, of course.
great. But yes, because I think it would be cool to incorporate, you know, pieces of our like I think that's what makes like these planners like so cool is like, like Sterling Ink, for example. You're probably not familiar with them, but they have a distinct look, right? Paper
Right.
Test Designs has a distinct look. She has a very distinct font, and you know that that's hers, right? So I think like
Mhm.
when you do create a planner and release a planner, I think part of your personality or like your creative process
Yeah.
has to find its way in there, whether that be like art, you know what I mean? Like art,
Yeah.
whatever, or anything like that. So, yeah, I, I think it would be cool.
So do you feel that the majority of planners are unisex and they appeal to both genders, or do you feel that they lean one way?
I think a lot of them I think are very gender neutral. Um, I do. I think that there are some that I think depending on like what you like, maybe considered a little bit more feminine.
Yeah.
But I do think like for the most part, like the Hobonichi planners, I think you can look at them and decide. I think you said like you've liked some of the covers they've come out with, like for the weeks and stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
think that the appeal is, and I think that's what's cool about a lot of planners is it's not more like playing off of like feminine or masculine. It's more playing off of like your chosen aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like if you like clean lines or if you like, color or, cutesy wootsy font versus like very like classic or whimsical font or things like that. So I think it depends on your aesthetic. So I would say that the majority of planners that I see now are it's really more so like what your aesthetic is versus anything else.
I got you.
What else you got?
Uh, well, the designing your own planner was my last question.
Yeah,
So you have officially answered all the questions I had prepared for you today.
nice, nice. I like that. So I guess for me, I want to know because you are a planner newbie. What has it been like planning for like the first month? Like, what were your thoughts just
Uh,
overall?
yeah, it's been pretty good. I have no complaints. I'm starting to enjoy it a little more. And like you seen yesterday at Audi or whatever you want to call it. Um, I got the new guided planner,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna talk about that in my next video. But
yeah.
but I think that yeah, I think it's kind of helping me be more well rounded.
Okay.
So,
Explain. What do you mean by that? Can you go
well,
into detail?
well, I think sometimes in life we get very one track minded,
Hmm.
and I think with having like the guided planner, when I sat down at the table and I was looking at it, and it's making me be introspective of myself, you know.
Yeah.
So so it has like a spot for what was it? Spirituality, personal, physical, and there's like six of them. I don't have it on me, so I can't. But it's making me kind of go inside and kind of look at all perspectives of myself.
Yeah.
So I think that my first month, uh, it's really brought me, like, I guess the best way to put it, it's kind of like brought me down to earth. I'm paying more attention to things instead of like being a zombie.
I got you. That makes sense.
I can go zombie. I've been working so long that I can go zombie in a minute.
Yeah. It's that autopilot, right?
Yeah,
Like go
yeah,
autopilot.
right. Autopilot. That's even better.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah,
So
that's
it's
why I
been
like to write. It's also
so
creative. It's good for your brain,
yeah.
you know?
So it's woke me up a little bit. It's got it's greasing the gears. It's getting me going. It's making me like you said, more creative.
Hmm.
Like
That's a good question.
Do I mention it to my guy friends? Um, I don't really have a lot of friends.
Loser. No, I'm just playing.
Like, I mean, I think I don't want to get too deep here, but I think okay, say with men, most men I know, say most of us work together, but after work we don't talk to each other. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I was just off for 3 weeks, and I didn't hear from anybody I work with, say one person, my
Yeah.
best, you know. But even then, we didn't talk long. But I think like at the point I'm in my life, like when I'm at work, we're mostly talking about work stuff. I don't get too deep in my private life, and I'm so caught up with my family. I don't really have time to have friends. But yeah, so they're more associates than friends, and I mean, if they asked about it, I'd be more than happy to tell them about it. But
Yeah.
I've explained planning to one of my coworkers, talking about your YouTube channel,
Yeah.
because he was talking about starting a YouTube channel, and I was like, well, my wife has a YouTube channel, and then we talked about it, and he was like, well, what's she into? And I was like, planning. He's like, what's planning? So I did the best I could to represent the community. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
at the time I wasn't doing it. So she wrote me in the hobby, but at the same time, I'm thankful she did, because like I said earlier, it kind of wakes me up a little bit, because Tiffany knows, man, I'll go to work and come home every day, and I'll turn into what I call zombie mode,
Mhm.
where it's just like I come home and I pretty much vent to her about all the dumb stuff I deal with at work, and then it's a vicious cycle. It
Yeah.
hasn't been so vicious lately, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I
absolutely.
get it. I get it.
Huh? Well, with since I started, I've been more accountable with things, and
Mhm.
and when I come, in the past, and I blame myself. I'm not going to blame ADD or ADHD, even though I have it. I've been diagnosed with it. I'm not going to blame that. It's an accountability thing. Like you've heard all the ideas I've come up with
Yeah.
since you've been with me, and I never followed through. I just come up with them, and then they go to the wayside. So with this, it's making me be more accountable.
Yeah.
So I'm following through. You look at uh like my business idea that I come up with, like
Mhm.
every day I've worked on it for a
Yeah.
month.
The power of writing,
Yeah.
man.
So
And I think like I heard somebody say this one time, and I can't remember who, so I wish I could give them credit. But I heard somebody once say, like, when you write down like your goals, or you write down like the tasks you want to do, it's like you're creating a contract with yourself,
yeah.
and you
Yes.
don't want to, when you have integrity and things like that, you don't want to break promises. You don't want, and that's what
Right.
I always tell the girls. Like, I don't break promises to you guys. I do everything in my power to keep my word. And so
Mm,
I think like we deserve the same consideration for ourselves. Is like if we,
mm.
make a deal with ourselves or say we're going to do something, then I feel like we have to follow through with that in the best that we can. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I think that's essentially what you're doing. Like when you put it on paper, pen to paper. It's
Right.
it's powerful. It is. I mean, we don't realize it, but it is. And
Yeah.
it does something in our brains. It really does. And it'll seep into your subconscious too. May not realize it, but it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we did release like a full like schedule, right? Like for the
Yeah.
rest of January. So that's up on the community tab. On my community tab, if anybody wants to see the other dates that we're gonna go live. Okay, let me ask you this. What do you hope to get out of us doing these lives like every week?
Uh, I would hope that, because when you make a video, you can edit a video,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
When you go live, people see how you really are.
That's
You
right. That's right.
you kind of pretend, but I'm not one for pretending. I'm gonna just be me. I don't have nothing to prove to anybody.
Yeah.
But also I would like, maybe to meet some people too, and maybe we can get some volunteers to hop on here and talk with us.
Yeah.
About their
That'd be
hobby
cool.
and explaining their side of it, and what they like about it and such.
I got you. I think that'd be cool.
And it gives, well, also it gives an endeavor for me and you
Yeah.
together. Together, this is our thing together, and that's something that I love about it. It's
Yeah.
something we're doing together.
Yeah. No, I got you. And I remember hi, Tech Games. Um, I know like when COVID happened, right, 2020,
Yeah, we did.
we talked about it like a
Yeah,
lot. Like about like we just thought it would be fun to like podcast. Like so
yeah,
these lives, I mean, they'll go up on my channel or whatever, and I think you can download these if you wanted to post them up on your channel too. Um,
yeah,
we can figure that out. Or like once you hit like the number of subs you need, we could go back and forth like one week, anyway.
yeah,
But yeah, we've talked about doing this for so long. So we don't always just have to talk about planning,
yeah.
like we're more than planner peeps. We're also parents and
Mhm.
professionals and, middle-aged folk, millennials, I guess. We're elder millennials as the young people call us. So,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
I mean, we've lived, and
yeah, for
and
sure.
we've survived. We've made it out the other side of a lot of things. So,
For
like
sure.
I said the other day, like I got a lot of helpful information in my head that could help others.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's if they won't listen. I mean,
Yeah.
that's up to them. But
Is that Sophie?
yeah, she's talking to her friend. Shout out to India.
Shout out from India. Okay. Well, I guess okay, so we've been on for what, 47 minutes. Are
Yeah.
there any questions? Like any questions anybody wants to ask? And while we wait for those to come in, because there's usually a lag. Um, what's your plan for the week?
For this week.
For the upcoming week, yeah. Because tomorrow is the start of my week. Today may be your week start, but tomorrow is when my week starts.
Yeah. Go to work.
Yeah. I'm happy that we only have what one thing, really, one activity this week.
Yeah.
I think January is going to be a little bit of a slower month for us, which I think we
Yeah.
need. And then when February hits, soccer starts the end of February,
Yeah.
and then softball will
Yeah.
start mid-February. So,
I hadn't got any coaching information. So
do we have much now? We had, what would you say, probably like
and
an
it
inch?
enough to shut the city down.
Yeah. Well, she lives in the area too.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then.
Yeah. So we got probably because we're out in the country. So I think we got probably about an inch. And then it was like really like slushy. Like,
Yeah.
if we tried to go outside in it and it was raining. But we still do we have I think all of it finally melted. But like when I got it this morning, we had a little bit of snow as well. Did you get a lot, Gwendolyn? Listen, there are because I feel like I'm 39 and Jesse's 43, right? You're 43. Yeah. Okay. It's like I got it right. So yeah, it's crazy. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We kept a little bit of snow for a little bit. It was fun. Like Sophie enjoyed it. Like I'm cool to look at it. Like I don't need to go out in it. I,
I
snow is
just
not.
off work.
Huh?
I just want to be off work.
Yeah, same. And Gwendolyn James Spann is talking about, the week of the 20th, there might be there could potentially be some more stuff coming in, but he
Okay.
says it's a little bit too early to know for sure. But yeah, time goes by. Like I'll sit there and think like 20 years ago was like the early 90s, and no. Sophie was really excited about the snow, like really excited. And she had to go out there like immediately, and she had a ball.
Yeah.
Um
It
so
wasn't as cold as it normally
no, last year
is.
it ice, it didn't snow, but it was
It wasn't
so
that bad cold this
terrible.
time.
No, it was not terrible. It was not terrible. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm cool with snow during the week so we can get a day off work.
Yeah.
Don't snow on the
The
weekends.
next is supposed to be on a Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah,
So
but that Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So
right. So
it's
I'm
a
already off,
holiday.
but it seems like I could be
Mhm.
off an extra day with that one.
Yeah.
Um, Get
Yep.
that 4 day instead of a 3 day.
That's right. That's right. Got us a good 3-day weekend. But yeah, well, the last snow day we had was coming off last year's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, because I have it in my journal. It was We were off that Monday, and then we had a snow day that Tuesday and that Wednesday, because it was ice. It was not snow. So,
Yeah.
and for those who don't know, we live in Alabama, and we don't get snow. We're in like West Alabama, and when it snows here, everything shuts down, like everything. And I'm not, yeah, because I know, like, we are not accustomed to driving in it. It's dangerous.
I was scared to death.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. If it's icy, and I'm glad the schools made the calls that they did. I was getting worried because everybody around us was canceling, and I'm like,
We were
y'all
the
shut down? What's going on?
we were the last ones.
Yeah, I'm with you. That was crazy. So, but I'm just glad we got the extra day off. What is that?
That's Sophie.
That's
Hey!
Then you got the dogs going. You are not old. You're still middle aged. I feel like you're still middle aged until you're 65. Oh, wow. Why wait that long? 1 o'clock? Mm-mm. Oh, we lost a bunch of people. Everybody went bye-bye. I mean, these are long. Okay. Do you think we need to kind of wrap it up? Oh, more jumped on. Hold on. Let me see. I need to do my nails so bad. You know that?
Yeah.
They're peeling. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions?
We got 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yep. And then we're gonna wrap this bad boy up because I gotta make food. I have supervision today at 4:30, and I gotta prepare for that. And I gotta finish folding laundry. I'm almost done.
I got a meal prep.
Yeah.
And I gotta make a YouTube video.
Yeah, you do.
What do
You
you
might
mean?
want to, huh?
What does that mean? Yeah, you do.
I said, yeah, you do.
I know.
Yeah. You might want to do it before I do supervision. That way you got some good light.
Yeah. What time's super 4:30?
4:30.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to do it after this, you're good. You're good to go. Tomorrow's my mom's birthday. I gotta call her and
It
see if she will allow us to take her out to dinner tomorrow.
jalapenos.
To a restaurant of her choosing. If she doesn't want jalapenos, that's cool. She can go wherever she wants. As long as it's not like, like super fancy.
Yeah.
Because that's not in my budget. I'll call her in a bit. She's still at work. So I'm gonna wait till she gets off to call her.
Questions, questions, questions.
I don't see any questions. I guess one last thing is we got Notre Dame and Ohio State playing in the national championship on January 20th. After much deliberation, because I don't care for either team, I'm with Jesse. I'm going to go for Notre Dame because of their coach, Marcus Freeman,
I'm
who
I'm
is
going I'm going for Marcus Freeman.
yes, because I said it in my video that went up today. I was like, he is the first Black and Asian head coach in college football to go to
Yeah.
a college football national championship. So
But
we're gonna root for him.
ESPN, and you were in there when I pointed it out. ESPN only they left the Asian part out.
Yeah,
You got to throw the Asian part in there too,
yeah,
because
you
that's
have.
part of history too.
That's right.
Part
So
of history.
represent, buddy.
But
Southeast of England. Interesting. You're close to. Are you close to the beach? I feel like we've had those conversations before.
does England have beaches?
They do. They're an island, ditto. Sorry, that was uncalled for.
I don't know, man. They might have rocks. I don't know. I've never been to England. I don't.
Yeah, I'm with you, Gwendolyn. I don't care for either team, but it's like who are you rooting for? And I feel like I'm
Marcus
invested.
Freeman. We're gonna make history.
Oh, is Charlie. Hi, Charlie.
Who is Charlie?
Remember I put him in timeout last time.
Oh,
He
I don't.
wasn't being.
I got him blocked. I don't see.
Oh, he wasn't being kind. It's on here. Hi again. Sorry for last time. No worries, man. We're doing good, Tori. Thanks for popping on in here. We were getting close to wrapping up. Um, no worries. We got a whole we're gonna do a bunch of lives. Our goal is to do this weekly if our schedules allow. And what we'll do is I will post the schedules on community tab. Um, okay. See, Tori is with your statement, Jesse. The way
It,
you did that at me was
it,
so
it's a
funny.
it's a movie thing though, because
Yeah,
every movie I've seen, it's like the beaches of England is like rocky.
I got you.
So in my mind, that's how I visualize when people talk about a beach in England. It's like,
I got
it
you.
goes
I
to the
got
movie. I'm
you.
sure they have beautiful beaches.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's cool. I bet the water's cold. Think so?
Yeah, because it's like England is like even with Canada.
Mm-hmm. Brighton is south and has rocks. Okay, gotcha. I mean, hey, it's probably more knowledge than I have.
Did you know that? So
Yes.
like England, Scotland, and
Mm-hmm.
Ireland are like even with Canada.
Yeah.
That's why how you always tell me like they don't have ACs, they just open
Yeah.
their windows.
No, when I lived in Germany, we didn't have air conditioning. Because it was rare, it was a really, really hot day if it was 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Just grab some
Well,
pants. You hear her barking?
yeah.
Just grab.
Well,
Yeah, you're
if you
right.
don't have AC here, you'll die of a heat stroke.
Yes, because it's hot here more often than not. Oh, wow. Okay. Look at you. Actually
Shout out
live in
to Brian.
Brighton. That's cool. Okay, so Miss had enough of all this. I don't know your real name. And we talk all the time in YouTube comments, and I don't know your real name. So if you want to tell me what your real name is, you can. But girl, if you live in the South, it is essential that you have AC.
Yeah.
You're gonna die. Do you remember that one summer our air conditioner went out?
Yeah.
And I was here while the dudes were installing it. It
Yeah.
was 98 degrees. It was like in June or July that this occurred. It was
Well,
98 degrees in our house.
if Tori lives in Mississippi, she knows then.
Oh, she knows.
She
And
knows.
she went to UA, so
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, she
yeah, so
knows
she
how hot
knows.
it is then. It gets
Hmm.
crowded.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
when you say Brighton, do you say Brighton or is it Brighton? Like, do you put the T in it or is it the whole like English thing with the Brighton? I'm trying to do my best I can. Brighton.
It's coming off very southern.
Maybe a little.
That's too funny. Yeah.
Like,
But Tori, like you don't have much time when it goes out for it to get it fixed. Like, because it's
yeah,
hot. You run your air conditioner more than anything else when you live in the deep south.
that's true.
So, and did y'all get snow, Tori? There's like a lot of snow. Did y'all get snow? There's like I know that there's a lag, like from what like you and I talking versus what they see. Yeah. It rained, our snow rained. Oh, how hot does it get? Because, yeah, we have heat and humidity. So it's like the air just like pulls the liquid from your body. I don't know how else to say that.
It's a
Like
sauna. It's
it
like
is,
being in a sauna,
it is. It's so freaking humid. It
except
is
you're
like,
not in a.
yeah, you're just outside
Yeah.
and it's crazy. Also, Tori, we're gonna go back to my fountain pen ink thing. Is I did put shimmer inks and sheening inks into my fine and extra fine fountain pens, and they're doing fine. So I'm just gonna put that out there. They're like inexpensive Amazon fountain pens, like the Gin House, but they're doing great. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. That's pretty much the same for us. Like they shut down everything for us, and then we still had snow as of like this morning, but it was like little bitty patches everywhere. It wasn't anything crazy.
We still got some on the trampoline.
Do we? Look at
Yeah.
that. Stuck around for a little bit. Okay. So I think we'll go to where it says 65 minutes. So I'll put this out there if there's any questions, or are there any topics that y'all would like for us to talk about in any upcoming lives, or whatever, like let us know, please.
Please.
And those are things we'd be happy to talk about. Yeah, I put some in this, but it's done fine. Like I did it really did good. I'm reading your comment about the oh, there are sandy beaches in England. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a currently, let me speak. Well, I did a currently inked, and it actually did, like, they held up well, and they're writing well. Hold on, I'll show you. It might be backwards, but yeah, it's totally backwards. Is that focusing? Can you see that? So I think all of them
No,
are
it's not
shimmers.
backwards on the video.
It is or isn't?
It isn't because
It's backwards on mine.
yeah. No, I'm reading it.
Okay. But yeah, these are all the, and I would say, yeah, I feel like all of them except two are like either shimmers or sheening, and they're doing good. So I got brave with it.
Ooh.
I like that. Hold please. I'm writing it down. Rankings on. So Jesse tried to get me to pick a favorite planner, and I was unable to do that today. But okay.
I tried.
We did.
I really thought my questions that I asked you,
Mm-hmm.
really thought it would carry this whole thing for an hour. But you surprised me today.
Why? Because I didn't ramble.
You didn't ramble. You didn't rant and ramble.
I didn't. Oh, Tori, don't get me started on the CFP. Clemson had no business being in that thing.
Yeah, they did. They won. They did what they were supposed to
They
do.
had no business being in that. They were ranked 16
Okay,
after conference championship
so
weekend. I don't care that they were conference championship winners. They had no business being in
okay,
that. You
so
cannot change my mind.
you've heard me say it. I'm gonna say it one more time. In college football, you have about 7 or 8 teams that are really good, and after that, it falls off. and you see it in the playoffs now. Nice to meet you, Linda.
Yes, thank you. I always am like, I don't know her real name. So thank you. Now I have Linda. Yay. Okay, cool. Thank you, Fred. Yes, I don't like Clemson. And I think that I have there I acknowledge that there is a bias there, but I also acknowledge if I go back to my notes.
Let's just be thankful that Dabo didn't come here.
I think Alabama should try to get Marcus Freeman.
I think they should too.
I said, like Tori, no lie, after the Notre Dame, oh my gosh, why am I Notre Dame? Who did Notre Dame play?
Georgia?
Thank you. Oh my gosh, my brain went haywire. After Notre Dame beat Georgia, I was like, why is Alabama not trying to get this guy? Because this guy can coach. He outcoached freaking Kirby, and freaking Kirby is like one of like Saban's freaking proteges.
He's probably the best. He's probably the best coach to come out from under Saban.
I agree.
Him and Sarkisian.
Yeah.
Right there, but Sarkisian ain't. I don't think Sarkisian's won a national championship. I think
He has not. I don't think he's won a conference championship either.
Now
To be
to
honest with you.
answer
What?
let me answer Linda's question first about the playoffs, about anything changing. I my opinion is you get rid of a committee and you just do the top 12 teams. If you're top 12 in the AP poll, then you make the playoffs. We don't need a committee. Committee's a waste of money. I'm not even going to rant on that. Them people are getting to travel and take free trips to the Caribbean and watch freaking football and then say, oh, this team I think's the best team out there. That's how I feel about it.
Yes, I agree. I think it should. And I don't think just because you're a Power Four conference champ that you should automatically be seated because either
All
Alabama.
five of them lost. All five of them lost.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I don't think conference championship says anything aside you played one extra game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Also, I don't have an issue with DeBoer. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that he's the best fit for Alabama and the type of football they play.
He's not.
I think that's where like my disconnect with him is. I think he's an excellent coach for a team like Washington, for a team like Oregon. But I think like for SEC football, I don't think that the way he coaches is a good fit. I thought that when he was hired, but I don't dislike him, and I think he did great. I really do. I think he did great for his first season because we need to go back to when Saban started and what was it, 07, 08, that he went 6-6, So, I'm just saying like the GOAT, like he had a few losing seasons, or not really, they weren't losing seasons, but he had like not some of the best seasons. But yeah, I don't have an issue with DeBoer. I don't know that he's a good fit. I can't speak. I don't think he's a good fit for the type of football Alabama plays.
They hired DeBoer because Saban was leaving and they didn't have nobody else. He was the best pick out of what they had to choose from, so they chose DeBoer.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he wasn't because here's the thing, when you have to remember, like I work in athletics at the UA. They interviewed more than DeBoer for that job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they interviewed some coaches that were in the playoffs this year. I ain't gonna call them by name, but
yeah,
they interviewed some really good coaches.
Yeah. And I guess going to the discussion of Saban being the commissioner, I think he's very knowledgeable. But the thing about it is, and this is where I think a lot of people may or may not disagree with me, is Saban hates NILs. Like he hates them. Like and I think that's another thing we have to consider now with coaches is they're in it. Like Saban's era is different than DeBoer's era because NILs are a big part of the equation now, the transfer portal, all of that, right? So I like the idea of NILs. I do. I think it's great. But I think if a school is paying you to play, I think it makes me wonder, like, do you need to get a scholarship too? Like, but I think like the NILs, I think if you can get like sponsorships or, you earn money off of like somebody selling your likeness or something like that, I think you do deserve to get paid for that.
Yes.
I think that there just needs to be some rules centered around NILs. I really do. But I don't have an issue with Saban being the commissioner. I think he knows college football probably better. He has a very analytical mind. Like dude knows football, like frontwards and backwards, right? Like college football. But I think that's my only hesitation with him is he hates the NILs. Like he hates it. That they were the reason he retired, essentially. Yeah, I've heard that too, that he's not as disciplined. But also, I think I'm with you. But I also think with Saban, see, I get going and I'll just keep talking about this. But I think Saban could be more disciplined with them because, what if you transferred? Wasn't there that rule if you transferred, you had to sit out or something?
Yeah. He had to sit
Yeah,
out. That was the penalty.
absolutely. So it's very different now, right?
The NI to me, if you're gonna fix the NIL, it
Hmm.
needs to be contractual. Where if I go to the UA and I'm agreeing to $13 million, it's got to be for 4 years or 2 years, where I'm locked in and I can't go there and
Yeah,
throw a fit if I don't get my way.
yeah,
And
yeah,
because right now you got kids there. I mean, there's that one quarterback kid who's gonna come here. Then he went to Florida, then LSU, and now he's on some team, UAB or something like that. He just, because they're trying to get money. Obviously,
yeah,
who's gonna
yeah.
get the most money? But it's just ruining everything. To be
Yeah,
honest,
and I think like if yeah, I'm with you. Like I think if we're gonna do the NILs and pay them, there has to be contracts. Like you can't like go to like the NFL and be in a contract and
right?
just leave unless you're like traded or you go up free agent or whatever. There are like limitations, and I think like, but also like with anything, right? Because this is still a fairly new concept. Is they're gonna have to and maybe having an NCAA commissioner or a college football commissioner could help maybe not do away completely with NILs, but iron out some rules and details.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly, Terry. I mean, Tori, I agree that NIL should come with contracts. And I think I think me personally, I think it's very different that like if you get sponsorships versus a school actually paying you like you're an employee. I
yeah,
think those are two completely different things. And so if you are an employee, like Jesse is an employee, like he does not get to go to the university for free. He gets a discount, right? And it's extended to people in his household. But I think that's applicable in that situation. As does that make sense? Like what I'm saying there is like
yeah,
if the school's paying you $2 million a year, like, why are they also paying for your tuition?
yep.
You
Your
know?
food,
Yeah. Your
your
tutoring.
room and board.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, I do too, Gwendolyn. I think Nick Saban, I got to plug up my phone. I charged it and it's still just draining juice.
See, here's the thing: people don't see because they're not on campus, they're not around the athletes. Like you might catch, like our quarterback,
Hmm.
uh, Milrow. I've caught him a few times. He'd be on the golf cart, his little tutor riding him to class. He's got the cotton between his toes with his nails painted. You know what I mean? So people don't see that.
Yeah.
They get baby. They get
They're
baby hard,
pampered. Oh,
hard,
yeah.
and I've eaten where they eat. To get in the building, you have to have a card to get in. Nobody can go in, not just anybody. And then they have chefs in there cooking. They cook what you want. They cook steaks. I mean, they get. I mean, it's insane how pampered they are.
Hmm. Hmm.
And now they're getting millions on top of
Yeah. Yeah.
it. So and then our athletic director, he's out there. Man, I'm probably gonna get fired tomorrow.
don't
he's
don't
out
say
there.
that.
He's out there begging for money.
Yeah,
He's sending letters to our house because you're alumni,
I
asking
know.
to donate money for the NIL.
For the NILs.
In Tuscaloosa, the UA's begging us for money to pay for players.
Yes. Yes. When I am, a person with a master's degree, and for years, because of the field of practice I went into, I didn't make much. It's crazy to me. No. So no, I'm not donating to the
I'm
NILs. Like,
not.
but I also think there's opportunities though for them. Like, I think, yes, I think if they sell their jerseys, they should get a percentage of that
I'll be right
because you're
back.
selling their likeness. No, you're good. Um, yeah. Derrick Henry. That's too funny. I love it. I've seen we've run into quite a few players before. I remember one time, I can't remember the player, but like we were at an orthopedic doctor, and one of the Alabama players was sitting in there, and like when I tell y'all that, and I'm 5 feet tall, so I'm like tiny, tiny. Um he was sitting in the chair, like a regular size chair, like at a doctor's office, and he looked like an adult sitting in a kid chair. Like, he was so big. And like his hand was so big that it was like, when I tell y'all, I swear it looked like the phone in his hand looked like that. I was like, oh, what is happening? He was humongous. I don't remember what his name was. He was a huge dude. You remember that? I was telling the story about when we were at that orthopedic office and we saw that football player. I don't
Uh,
know his name. We don't have to say his name, but
he's
he
a
was like,
he's a defensive end.
yes, and he was sitting in that chair and he looked like
Yeah,
an adult sitting in a kid chair. And then he had the phone in his hand, and his hand was so big it was like that was the phone in his giant hand. You know what I'm talking about? When he was holding his phone.
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
had an iPhone, and his hand was so big it like fit in his
Yeah.
palm. You remember he ducked when he come in.
Yes. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, and like for me, who is 5 feet tall, I'm like, you're humongous. Yeah, it was a good time. Well, Derrick Henry was very popular. Like, he was very popular.
So, Tori, on your Bryant comment, you can no longer eat at Bryant. Bryant is not a dining hall, doesn't have a place to dine anymore. I'm not sure what they're doing, but where you used to be able to eat at offices now.
Hmm, interesting.
Yeah,
Gwendolyn, yes, I would like to see Alabama win more. I do, but I think we're going to see this shift because you're seeing universities with
yeah.
bigger pockets than UA getting their players. You know.
Uh, yeah. The UA is about to. I ain't gonna say we're gonna fall off, but I think seeing how they're doing our finances at work, I think we're about to take a financial hit across all boards because I think our football era is over with. I hate to be that guy, but I think 9-3, 8-8. We're just, I mean, 9-3, 8-4. You know, we just have to be happy with it. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be, and maybe I'll be wrong, but
Yeah.
it's like you said. You know, me and you were talking, and I brought up the numbers the other day, and
Hmm.
UA was like eighth or ninth in NIL spending. Like
Yeah.
Michigan done spent like $100 million. Texas is spending $100 million. The UA has money, but it don't have money like that. It really don't, because you think they bring in 400. I think they said 400 million during football season.
Yeah.
I mean, 100 million is 25% of what they're bringing in. You know.
Yeah.
And they're a profiting machine. It's just gonna be hard for them.
Hmm.
And if you got the athletic director, he's like begging people for donations. I mean,
Yeah. I think that's odd. Bradley. Oh, I bet that was living behind frat row.
No, the boar's on. He's an in between.
He's a rebound.
My rebound, and I agree with that. He's like a rebound girlfriend. He's just.
Yep.
It's like I said. They had some really good coaches. I've seen them with my own eyes. I mean, they had really like Lane Kiffin. I would have took Lane Kiffin. I don't know why they didn't hire him, but if I remember correctly, I think he missed his interview and showed up the next day to interview because he's Lane Kiffin, right? So, so I mean, but I would have took him over DeBoer. I don't know why they didn't.
Yeah, DeBoer was an interesting pick for me.
Yeah,
Again,
I
it's just different type of football.
and I think maybe they went along with the thoughts of he don't have no ties to the UA.
Yeah.
So
And it makes me wonder, does he know too that he's the transitional guy?
you know, seeing his contract, he probably don't care.
No, he's got a sweet contract. And his contract goes through 30/31. I looked up his
So
contract
if he
and I
leaves,
looked up Marcus
he's
Freeman's
still
contract.
paid. So if he leaves, he'll still be getting paid to
Mhm.
30/31 by the UA. I mean, you
Mhm.
look at all these Auburn coaches, dude. Auburn's paying the crap out of a bunch of coaches. Gwen, I love Lane Kiffin. The only thing I didn't love about Lane when he was at the UA, and this is one of them things I used to see myself, so I can tell the truth about it. He likes them young girls. He does.
Innisfree,
Definitely.
baby.
He likes them, and I'm not gonna judge him and be like, shame on you. But he was married at the time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what bad was. He was married at the time.
Yeah.
You want to do whatever you want to do behind closed doors, and it's all legal, whatever. But when you're married, like
Mhm.
I can't get with that. So
Yeah.
shame on Lane for that one.
And it was like a joke. It was like a running joke amongst the
Okay,
UA girls. He had there was like an alias that he had.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Tori's judging. Yeah, I judge him.
so Tiff, you okay? So me and Tiffany, we got a friend that runs a restaurant, and he ran a restaurant next to Innisfree. And what he used to tell us, he would see Lane with the young girls going in Innisfree.
Yep.
I mean, I'd be out there. I'd see him walking freaking sidewalk down the quad with a girl next to him. So I mean, it wasn't like no big secret, but it is also part of the reason Saban got his ass out of there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So
let's
his
be honest,
alias
Saban
was
got
Joey
there
Freshwater.
because of that behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. And they called him Joey Freshwater, is
Yeah,
what the girls would call
yeah,
him. Yeah. Yeah. And he had like a whole alias where the girls like to football games would wear pins that said something about Joey Freshwater and all that stuff. And so I think like his personal reputation was horrific. I don't
yeah.
know if he's still doing that, but I think his wife left him, didn't she?
She
When
did
she
leave. Well,
Yeah, I thought
when
she
she
did.
left him, he he went to Florida International and
Mhm.
bounced
Yeah.
on Ole Miss, and he
Mhm.
married a girl who graduated from Ole Miss. No,
Yeah.
he's dating her. I'm sorry. They do like a podcast or something together.
I got you. I
Yeah,
got
she's
you.
like 23, 24 years old.
He likes them young.
Yeah, them young blondes is apparently his weakness.
Lord have mercy. Yeah. But yes, that's what everybody called him. It was interesting. Yeah. There's some stories, man. UA is something else, is all I can tell you. Um,
Yeah, it really is.
oh, that's too funny. That's too funny, Tori. Yeah. Ole Miss did okay. They had an okay season.
A good season. He did
Yeah.
good. He had a good team.
Yeah. He did
He's
have a good season.
he's a good coach, but he's got to separate that personal and the personal life and the work life. He's got to separate that.
Well, and I think too, right? It's like that thing like where you're in the spotlight. You have to Tori. Oh, yes. She said she worked on the UA paper. So
Yeah. Hey,
Um
Tori, you worked on the what is it, Crimson White?
Crimson and White, yeah.
Oh man, they tell us to run from them. They said if Crimson White people come around, run. You don't know nothing, just run.
That's too funny.
Crimson White did us dirty. They there was rumors of us going on a strike, right? But we didn't go on a strike. But they come up to our shop and took pictures and was like said we were on a strike, but we were just like standing around waiting to get off work. Get us there. Yeah, you gotta stay away from them.
That's too funny.
Yeah, that gets me.
That's too funny. This is a good time. Good time. But yeah, was it Thursday night? I was researching like everybody's contracts. But Marcus Freeman just renewed his contract with Notre Dame.
It's fun. You ain't got money.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't disagree with that, Gwendolyn. I saw no intensity in him, and I guess like I'm accustomed to like Saban like stroking out and like doing that, and me and Jesse would always laugh when he was
Yeah.
like that because we know Miss Terry's gonna make him run on that treadmill. But yeah, he was just very like all the time. There was no intensity.
Well, the deal with DeBoer is like, uh, say like during their practices and stuff, them kids they just do whatever they want.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
don't say crap to them. They
yeah,
just do what they want.
yeah.
They do what. Listen, here's a good example. When Saban was coach, if I'm working at Malmore, where Saban's office is, Saban's gonna be there at 6:30 sharp. 6:30 sharp, he'll be pulling up his I don't want to call him a butler, but his
His personal attendant.
personal attendant would be holding the door open at 6:30. Okay, under the board, 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And it ain't every day. It ain't consistent. It ain't Saban every day, 6:30, he's there. He's there 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
But the board, 8, 8:30, 7, who knows? He's gonna be there when he gets there.
Yeah.
so so that's part of the issue.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. It's a big problem. And I've never like Alabama has been the least disciplined team. Like they've had a lot of like ridiculous penalties this year. They haven't executed things well. Like they have been a struggle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. They definitely. Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I couldn't imagine. Well, first off, everything Saban built's gone, right? So his what's the word I'm looking for? The culture he created. There we go. The culture he
Mm-hmm.
created him, right? You look at people
Mm-hmm.
like Julio Jones. Saban told a story about Julio. Julio come to practice one time, right? Saban was coaching. Receiver missed a pass or whatever, got a little mouthy with Saban. Julio pulled that kid to the side and talked to him. Told him that's not the culture here. That's not how we play football.
Yeah.
That don't exist no more.
Yeah.
And if you want to make it worse, give the kids $1 million and then see how they
Oh
go.
yeah.
If I'm 18, I'm making $1 million. I can play football anywhere. I really don't give a crap what a coach tells me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the way I would be if I was 18 with that much money and I see Ohio State, Notre Dame, I'm probably going there next year.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going in the portal
Yeah, I'm
and
going.
hoping to get picked up.
I
Yeah.
want to win a championship and make $1 million.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think the transfer portal is out of control. Like it's just out of control. I think that's another issue, and I think that's disrupting the overall like
Yeah,
culture of college football too. So, and then Carson Beck, he went in. So
I think he made Miami official.
did he? Well,
They
I
gave,
heard that's where his girlfriend was. So
it
I don't
is.
know if that's true.
They gave him $4 million.
Yeah.
So he's way overpaid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Way
he's not
overpaid.
that great. Is he still hurt? He's hurt though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. All right. But yeah, so we'll be watching the national championship game, and we'll see if they make. I'm curious to see if they're gonna make any changes.
Is it
Like
next Monday?
it's the 20th, so not tomorrow, but the following Monday.
That's what I'm saying. It's like MLK Day.
MLK Day. I don't know. I think a lot of Gwendolyn. I think that me personally, I think how he does in the combine.
He's
I
gonna
think
he's gonna blow the combine away. If
yeah,
they go based off the combine, he'll be the most athletic dude there.
yeah,
Because that's what the combine measures how athletic you are. That
yeah,
dude's a freak, man. He's more athletic than anybody playing football. Like the Ohio State quarterback right now, you can't
yeah.
tell me that kid is athletic as Milk.
Right. Yeah. But I also think, like, you look at like quarterbacks similar to Milrow, which is Jalen Hurts, right? Jalen Hurts,
Mm,
and how he's doing quite well in the
yeah,
NFL, quite well.
yeah.
So I, I think that I think I think Milrow would be an excellent running back. I really do. But I think somebody's going to try to pick him up and develop him as a quarterback.
They can. The NFL can.
Yeah, and I think that so I think with that I think he'll go I think he'll go early. I really do. I think they'll pick him up early. That's just my opinion, but I think
Somebody
they
again.
will. Yeah.
He'll blow the combine away.
Yeah.
Somebody.
And I think people would be dumb not to pick him up because I think he does have the talent. I just think sometimes, like I was saying about Jalen Hurts, like when he went to Oklahoma, like he developed so much as a quarterback. He
Yeah.
improved his game. He had really good coaching. There was some type of shift. I don't know if like he was like mentally stuck when he was at Alabama or whatever, but like he improved significantly after transferring. So that was a good transfer on his part.
Yeah.
And it's led to him having success like in the NFL.
Yep.
But I think Milrow has good potential. I really do. I think he has good potential. I just think it's like, he's not the only one. So I think like if you're not blocking, if you're on the line and you're not blocking and he's not having time to throw or anything like that, then I think that creates issues too. So I agree with you, Gwendolyn. Yep. I think there were a lot of issues on the line, I think too. But that's just me. Y'all, we've been on here an hour and a half. We're about to have to wrap it up. We got some things we've got to get done today, and I've got supervision in 2 hours. So I think that we are going to wrap it up. It was a
Yep.
good chat, though. I enjoyed chatting with everyone. Roll Tide indeed, Gwendolyn. Roll Tide. Any parting words, Jesse?
Yes.
Okay.
So my parting words would be like I've noticed for the last hour we've had consistently 5 people,
Mm-hmm.
and I would rather have them 5 people consistently than
Yeah.
people in and out. That
Yeah.
was my parting words.
Bye, Linda. Have a good night. Yeah, I always enjoy talking to you all. So we thank y'all for joining us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read my affirmation for the week. That's how we're gonna end it. Y'all ready? It says, "I have all the happiness, love, and positive energy I need to have an amazing week." So I hope y'all have a great week, and we'll catch you next week. We're doing our live Saturday next week. So thanks for joining us.
And we need questions. Like
Yeah.
y'all need to comment questions
Hit us with some questions,
so
friends.
we can answer them next live.
Absolutely. Or you can go back into the video we'll post to my channel, and I'll tag Jesse because Jesse has a YouTube channel as well.
Mhm.
So all right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
All right. Bye, friends.